Hello and welcome back to the FPL crypto channel. This is the launch of the Game Week 5 FPL 6 picks contest. Finally, the international break is drawn to a close and we are not far away from some FPL action once again. If this is your first time here, this is a game week by game week contest where I try to predict the highest scoring FPL players across 6 categories. These categories are the premium pick, differential, budget defense, budget offense, gut feeling pick, and then captaincy. You too can enter your 6 picks by commenting on this video or via Twitter or Facebook for a chance to win our game week prizes. Last week's winner, I know it seems like a long time ago, but the game week 4 winner was a Twitter entry. Congratulations to FPL Rogue, who scored a colossal 86 points with his 6 picks. That's the highest point score total this season so far. 86 points scored. Let's see how he did it. So premium pick was Aubameyang, ticking along so nicely. Aubameyang, I fancied him myself. He was my gut feeling pick. He got 9 points as premium pick for FPL Rogue. The differential then, Tammy Abraham. What a run he's on. That's another double digit haul for him. 13 points. Fabian Schär then grabbed a goal for his budget defense pick for 8 points. Sebastian Haller continued his good form, 8 points in the budget offense pick. Gut feeling, Jamie Vardy has finally delivered for his owners, 16 points. Gut feeling for FPL Rogue. And finally, the all-important captaincy choice. Your score relies on it so heavily in this competition, and 32 points from Aguero. Anyone who picked Aguero would have scored really well this week. And such is the fact for FPL Rogue also. Congratulations to you. The prize for FPL Rogue is 1 month's premium subscription to FoomniAnalytics.com, an FPL site with a whole range of tools to help you make better informed FPL team decisions. He also scored over 65 points, which triggers the cryptocurrency prize too. Out of my back pocket, unfortunately. But $10 worth of Bitcoin will be sent to FPL Rogue as a reward. So congratulations. Check out the link here on my channel page or in the description to the how to play video for more information on rules and different ways to enter, etc. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get stuck in and have a look at my 6 picks for Game Week 5. The way this works, I list 3 shortlisted players for each category, and then I go ahead and choose the one that I'm most confident in for the Game Week 5 as my pick. So starting off with the premium pick category, this is a player costing 5.5 or more for a goalkeeper or a defender, or costing 8 million or more in FPL for a midfielder or forward. So you can choose any position, but those price points need to be obeyed in your picks. The shortlist for this week: Kevin De Bruyne, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So De Bruyne, 9.8 million now, 34% ownership, off the back of a double-digit haul once again, 13 points at home to Brighton in Game Week 4. Trent then, 7.1 million. He's gone up 1.1 million in the last couple of days. Ownership around 25%. He is the best Liverpool defender to own right now, provided that he remains nailed. He already has 3 assists this season, and obviously it would be great if you can add some clean sheets to that. So clean sheet likely against Newcastle next, I would say, and hopefully he'll grab an assist too. Aubameyang then, Watford are kind of going through a mini crisis. I know they sacked a manager, and then they hired a previous manager recently. So new manager appointed, so it could go either way for them. Aubameyang has had an attacking return in each of the 4 game weeks so far. Only 3 more players have this stat still intact, and I'll be listing 2 of them later on in these picks. Interestingly enough, I've gone for Aubameyang because of the consistency and the fact that he'll get chances against Watford away. The fixtures are looking better for Arsenal too, so consider a reshuffle, especially if you're on wildcard. Look at those Arsenal assets going in for the next 5-6 game weeks. And yeah, for the next while they look good. Steady point scorer in Aubameyang, who can also get those explosive returns for you. So standout Arsenal pick for me, and he is my premium pick for Game Week 5. Differential pick now. In this category, you can choose any player once their official team selected by percentage is under 10%. So you can find out where what the selected by percentage is on the official fantasy.premierleague.com website. If you go into search and transfers, you can see it listed under players. So I have gone for a 3-man shortlist of Sebastian Haller, 7.5 million, Callum Robinson, 5.3 million, 0.7% owned, and then Jack Grealish at 4.8% ownership. Now, some interesting ones in here. Sebastian Haller is quite self-explanatory. 3 goals in the last 2 game weeks for Haller. No European involvement for West Ham, which is kind of important because it means he's not going to get rotated at any time for the season. You'd hope he'll be a nail starter for them. Really impressed so far too. Callum Robinson, then, he's lost his popularity somewhat. I know he was a bit of a shout for the first couple of game weeks. Unfortunately, he kind of had some early blanks there and dropped in price accordingly. So he went down 0.2 million. He's 5.3 million now. He may not be fit to talks of a hamstring injury, but he did play internationally for Republic of Ireland. And he's not, just off the back of 11-point haul against Chelsea. Continues to play out of position for Sheffield United too, and Southampton at home next. So depending on fitness, you'd have to wait for the manager press conferences, but he could be a great shout for the next few games. Jack Grealish then. Well, Grealish was really unlucky to come away with 1 point in game week 4. He should have had an assist for the goal at the end against Palace, the equaliser. It was disallowed for an apparent dive by Grealish, and he was subsequently given a yellow card. Really harsh if you're an owner. He ended up getting 1 point, and it could have been in a potential 6 points with bonus. So, very unfortunate. I think he will come good as the season progresses, and I've listed him as a shortlist differential pick for this week for those reasons. My pick though, Sebastian Haller. I'm going with Haller again because I think he was my budget offense pick last week. I'm going with him again because he will not be a differential for much longer. He's still only 6% owned by managers, keep in mind. This may be something to do with his awkward price. He's 7.5 million now, raised 0.1 million over the last 2 weeks. And it's just hard for you to kind of reshuffle and jiggle around your team, try and find those funds to upgrade maybe a 6.5 million striker or somewhat. So hoping he continues his great form away to Villa. He's my differential pick for game week 5. Moving on to the budget defense pick, the first of the 2 budget categories. In this one, you can choose a goalkeeper or a defender which costs less than 5.5 million. So they can't cost 5.5 million, they have to be less than 5.5 million. I've seen that in some of the entries, people choosing the likes of Emerson, who's 5.5, and Anholt, etc. It has to be underneath the 5.5 million threshold. With that in mind, I've gone for a short list this week of Nicholas Otamendi, 5.4 million. Ainsley Maitland-Niles at 5.1 million, Arsenal defender, and then Shane Duffy, the Irishman, at 5 million. Okay, Otamendi picks in there because of this Laporte injury. Otamendi could be the go-to option as a replacement, a direct replacement for Laporte. He's out for about 3 or 4 months, I would say. And at 5.4 million, he does just sneak into that budget category, so worth a mention this week. He may not be in it come the next couple of game weeks. Maitland-Niles then looks great for Arsenal so far. Already has an assist to his name in game week 1. More to come, I feel. And then Shane Duffy still hasn't scored, but it's only a matter of time before he powers a header home, one would think. He had 7 attacking returns last season. We all know what the big guy is capable of going forward in the box against opponents. I've gone with Otamendi as my pick. He's my City pick this week, just to highlight his potential. He should cover Laporte for the next few months, as I said, and is known to get forward a lot, so goals are imminent. Could be on the cards too for early adopters to get those attacking returns in and get ahead of the trend. So Otamendi is the budget defense pick for game week 5. Moving and looking at the budget offense pick, then you're looking at a midfielder or a forward costing less than 8 million at time of entry. So the shortlist for this week, I couldn't leave him out. Daniel James, Mason Mount, and Ashley Barnes. Daniel James first, 6.1 million, United's form player. 3 goals this season now, an international goal of real quality. I saw it for Wales during the international break. He is overflowing with confidence, this guy. He'll only cost you 6.1 million too. Seems to be nailed now, but no real threat to his positioning, with like the likes of Sanchez not at the club anymore. Only concern is United's results recently, and Leicester at home next is not an easy fixture at all. Mason Mount then, 6.4 million. He's been a constant feature in my 6 picks for the first 4 game weeks, and justified too. Another great value pick, gets plenty of shots away as we know, and on corner and set pieces. Ashley Barnes, 6.7 million. 11.5% owned, and Burnley go on a great run of fixtures from this game week onwards. He's my pick this week. Ashley Barnes I've gone for. Away to Brighton next. He is scoring for fun. Already has 4 goals for the season from 15 total shots. So yeah, I hope he continues his good form. He ended last season in great goal scoring form and has continued on this year in the same vein. So Ashley Barnes is my pick for the budget offense pick. Gut feeling. Okay, so in this category, it's quite open. You can choose any player in the game. You can go bold, you can go safe, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go with a shortlist this game week of Heung-min Son, Callum Wilson, and Moise Kean. Heung-min Son, 9.5 million and just the 1 assist, but he's only played 2 games this season so far. Callum Wilson then, another player yet to blank. So I mentioned earlier on that Kevin De Bruyne was one, Aubameyang was another who has never blanked. He's had an attacking contribution in the first 4 game weeks and started each of those game weeks. Callum Wilson's the next one. He has consistently got points in the first 4 game weeks. He has not blanked. He's had either a goal or assist in every game week so far. And Bournemouth have better looking fixtures. Moise Kean, I'd like to see Kean start ahead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Everton. He really has passed the eye test when he's come on. Limited minutes so far, but he's a great FPL potential asset at 6.8 million. Everton have decided to score goals now too. They got 3 goals last game week. So it looks better for them going forward. It was a worry for the first 3 game weeks. I've gone with Heung-min Son this week. He's 9.5 million, 2.7% ownership still. Only featured in the 2 game weeks so far, but in that time he's created 4 chances and has had 8 goal attempts. So Crystal Palace are at home next. Not an overly easy fixture at all. Palace are in a good streak of form. But it's followed by Leicester, Southampton and Brighton then out of the next 4. And one feels he's eventually going to explode into FPL point scoring form, as we know he is capable of. Now might be the time to get in and get ahead of that curve. So Heung-min Son is my gut feeling pick for game week 5. Now, captaincy choice. This is the one that's most important. Your trusted pick for the captaincy, the armband for the game week. Any player can be chosen in the game. Just to reiterate, one of the contest rules is you can't choose more than 1 pick per club team. So I have a shortlist this week for the captaincy of Salah, Aguero and Sterling. I could have easily chosen Kevin De Bruyne and Sadio Mane in this category as shortlist also. Salah's in there. He was rested during the international break. He should be fresh for Newcastle at home next. Historically does well against Newcastle too. Aguero and Sterling then, it's about fixtures, these picks really. Salah at home to Newcastle, Sterling and Aguero are away to Norwich, so they have the City and Liverpool, well, they are the 2 best teams in the league and they have the 2 best fixtures this week. So it's going to be hard to choose if you have a combination of these assets, which one stands out, which one is the one to go for. Aguero has no blanks, as we mentioned, and has 6 goals so far this season. Rested during the international break also. If you own Aguero in your FPL team, I feel like you're going to captain him this week. I think he is nailed to start against Norwich. Maybe not so nailed as Raheem Sterling, although I still think he will start. Unbelievable performances for England during the international break also. Slight rotation risk this week. It's the game because it's sandwiched in between this break and the opening Champions League fixture. I think they play Shakhtar away next Wednesday. The only thing that would kind of pull me away from the fact that he might get the Pep Roulette is that there is no direct replacement for him on the left for City, really, with, you know, Leroy Sané out long term. I think he'd probably start the game, but be aware that this roulette that Pep seems to pull out at the oddest moments is present and could be spinned this weekend. Salah for me is the 6 picks captaincy choice, as I've already picked a City player in Otamendi in another category. I do think Aguero is probably the better pick though. Put simply, Norwich have conceded the most chances and the most goals this season in the Premier League. On the flip side, Man City have scored the most goals, 14 so far for the champions. So that just puts it in very simple terms. Aguero or Sterling are probably the best choices for your captaincy this week. I have a feeling about Salah though. I've got the captaincy wrong pretty much every game week between my Salah Sterling rotation in my team. I think I'm going to go with my gut with Salah this week. Even though all sense says go with a City player away to Norwich, I have a feeling Salah's going to do well this week. Entirely up to you. Who is your most trusted pick? Nail them down as your captaincy choice. So here is a summary of all my selections for this game week. Whoever you choose, I hope that your 6 picks arrow is green, those points are high, and that your FPL team does well this week too. So good luck to everyone for game week 5. Deadline is Saturday morning, early days. So early kickoff I think is Liverpool Newcastle. Looking forward to the return of some FPL action. Take care and see you all next week.